Silky Spider's New Boots by Nanny Linda. It was a beautiful day with skies of blue, with just a few wispy fluffy white clouds here and there, and Silky the Spider was searching for breakfast in the old barn when he heard a cry for help in the air. Silky stood on a beam and looked over the edge, scanning with his large glistening eyes. And there, in the barn door, trapped in an old sticky web, was a fairy. Oh my, what a surprise! Silky spun some web and lowered himself and hovered as the fairy again shouted, "Help me, please! I'm stuck and tangled in this messy web, and I've hurt my ankle and both of my knees." Silky tugged while the fairy pulled, and eventually she was untangled from the old spiderweb mess. She limped away, straightening her wings and adjusting her torn pretty dress. "Thank you so much, little spider. I am so grateful that you heard my calls for help," she said. "I was flying around quite happily and didn't notice the old sticky web." "Can I help you to get home?" Silky then asked. "Is your wing too damaged for flight?" "I think I'm okay," Fairy replied. "The damage appears to be very slight." Both said their goodbyes and went on with their day, and Silky again used his gossamer silk to balloon on the breeze, and eventually landed in the forest on the hill, on a branch of an old oak tree. He climbed through the tree, searching for food, as he hadn't yet eaten that day, the thick old bark scratching his feet, and the sky was now cloudy and grey. Then the winds came, and the rain lashed down, and Silky tried to shelter from the storm, his feet still sore, feeling cold and damp, wishing for his barn home, which was cosy and warm. When the storm was over, Silky limped down the tree just as Fairy flew by. "Hello, little spider," she said with a laugh. "Couldn't you find somewhere to keep dry?" "That was a big storm," Silky said with a large cough, then a sneeze, then a cough again. "Oh goodness," said Fairy, and scooped him up in her arms and flew off through the showers of rain. Fairy took Silky to her home in the glade, keeping him warm as she bandaged his sore feet and fed him all his favourite foods. For Silky it was a delightful treat. She then fashioned some matching boots from grass and moss and spider's silky thread, and painted them using plant-based dyes and beetroot juice, which was a beautiful shade of red. The bootlaces were made from Fairy's golden hair, which she plaited to make it very robust. They were little miniature works of art, finished with a sprinkling of fairy dust. So on the day that Silky felt much better and decided to head out for his cosy barn home, Fairy presented him with his colourful boots to protect his feet wherever he should roam. Silky was so delighted, as he had never received a gift before, and Fairy said it was a thank you for his help when she was stuck in the old sticky cobweb in the barn door. Silky tried on his new boots and clumped down the path and opened Fairy's garden gate. It would take some getting used to, balancing with the extra weight. They waved goodbye as Silky hit the breeze, releasing his gossamer thread, and he floated clumsily through the air, landing on Noah, the shire horse's head. Noah gave his mighty head a shake and a nod at whatever had disturbed his morning nap, and the momentum flicked little Silky back up into the air, legs flying and feet colliding, clackety-clickety-tap. Thankfully today there was only a slight breeze, and it was warm with no sign of rain. But it still took Silky quite a while to balance and glide towards home once again. He aimed to land on a tractor, which was lying idle in Farmer MacDonald's ploughed field, but overshot the canopy and landed on the rear muddy wheel. After snacking on insects, he took off again, his silk thread catching the next windy gush. But Silky overbalanced and overestimated his jump and landed in a prickly holly bush. He was getting strange looks from all the wildlife and from the farm animals too. A spider with colourful sparkling boots was something unusual and very new. Silky could see his cosy barn home up ahead, but was struggling to guide his way there. So he attempted to lower himself on his gossamer thread and landed on Sarah, the little grey mare, who at that time had decided to make her way back to the barn to snack on some oats and some hay, then snuggle up in her stall and relax, a routine that she did every day. Finally home, Silky clumped up the wall, his feet having been protected from harm. Sarah, the little grey mare, stood munching her oats, both now at home in their cosy warm barn. Silky loved his new boots, but the problem was that if he wore them at night, he couldn't be stealthy and hunt very well, as his feet were too colourful and bright. His boots glistened and glowed when the moon was full, and all the insects hid from his view. And then Silky would not have any supper, and he wasn't sure what he could do. He then had an idea to ask Fairy if she could make boots that didn't sparkle and shine. And she was delighted to make some more boots for him from moss and grass and her golden hair, but didn't sprinkle them with fairy dust this time.